Welcome back. The first step in creating a CardView application is to start with the CardView item layout, which is an XML layout representing the layout of a single item in the RecyclerView. Open Android Studio, select New Project, select Empty Views Activity. Next, and I'll name it as Sports App. Hit Finish, and let's move to the Resources folder, Layout folder, click New, Layout Resource, and I name it as Card Item Layout. Split mode, and let's start building our card view. The first step is to remove the constraint layout and replace it with card view. Android x.cardview.widget.cardView, and this is our card view layout. There are many attributes we can set to the card view. The first one is the corner radius. And in order to use the attributes of the card view, we need to import the app links. So just type app and import this line. Then I'll use app. There are many attributes that we can use for the card view. I'll start with corner radius. Defines the radius of the card's corner. Here I'll set it 20 dp. In order to see it better, I can set the background color for the card. For example, app, card, background color, and I'll select black. And you can see the corners, the rounded corners of the card view. I can increase these corners to 40. You can see the radius of the corners. The card elevation is an attribute that controls the elevation or the shadow of the card. For example, I'll set it to 20 dp. Also, you can add padding within the card view to create spacing between the card's content and its edges. Additionally, you can set margins to control the spacing between multiple card views. So for example, I can set margin 8 dp. I'll set the height to 120 dp, and you can see this is our card. The content inside the card view can be any layout, such as constraint layout, relative layout, linear layout, and any view, such as text views, image views, or other views, allowing you to create rich and informative UI elements. I'll start with the image view. I'll create an image view with match parent and height match parent. I prepared these assets, 6 images, 1 for the header and 5 for the cards. I placed them into the drawable folder. And here we go. I can use the image src in order to display it in the card. The football, you can see it. I can change it to volleyball, and so on. So I can change the height of this card view to 200, and you can see it's filling, the image is filling the card view. And you can see the rounded corners here around the image. And as said before, the content inside the card view can be any layout. So I'll create a constraint layout here, match parent, and I'll set a closing tag to it by pressing shift and greater sign. And I'll place this image view inside the constraint layout. So you can see the image view is inside the constraint layout, and the constraint layout is filling the card view. Here, I'll click on this image view, infer the constraints, and here we go. You can see the width and the height is set to fill the parent. I can add another widget, which is a text view. I'll add the width as match parent, wrap content, and the ID would be text view. And I'll set a text attribute to this text view, title, size 48, and you can see this is the title. I'll drag and drop it down, infer the constraints, and I can see in the attributes panel, I can edit this text view inside the constraint layout. For example, 8 dp, And of course, I can edit the text view color here, and I'll set it to black. So this is our design of the card view item layout. Now let's move to the activity underscore main. Go to split mode, remove this text view, and replace it with the recycler view. And above the recycler view, I'll create an image view that will act as a header for this application. Image view, match parent, wrap content or 1 or 220, which is good. DP, src, it would be the header, and it's good. Invert the constraints. And now let's edit the recycler view. The recycler view, I remove all the constraints and I'll drag and drop to the right. And this constraint, I'll drag and drop it. And here, this image view, I'll add the constraint to the parent, not to the top of the recycler view. Then this is good. I'll change the height to 0 dp and you can see it will fill the parent. So this is our card item layout, and this is our recycler view with the header image of the main activity.